My wife and I love that umbrella guy. We love that umbrella guy.
If you love that umbrella guy too, make sure you're subbed, make sure that you hit that bell for daily notifications, and make sure that you show up for other videos because we talk about a lot of crazy here. Also, if you really love that umbrella guy and want to go further, there are links in the description. There's a Patreon, PayPal, and also this, The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. This is an all-ages Lovecraftian experience, and it basically has 2 comics tied into this. You'll see 2 at this level. This thing has been brigaded against hard, but yeah, you folks have definitely helped it out, definitely showcased that we can succeed. And through success, of course, people, they hate because they think that they can deplatform and on, and well, we're showcasing how they can't. Now today, I want to return to that wonderful world of anime. Today, I want to return to that wonderful case we've been talking about. You know, the one that started out insanely enough because we saw a guy getting his life and livelihood burned down, and that turning into something more. Now, one of the things that I want to present to you, an idea that's been, banging around in my head after somebody talked to me about it, is the idea that all of this deplatforming we've seen lately is actually something aimed at this. It's aimed at Vic Mignogna, so Vic Mignogna's GoFundMe actually goes a little quieter. I mean, imagine this, for example. You're out there and you think in January that you have won the sweepstakes on taking out a person. You've actually found somebody within a niche community that you can burn down and you can move on to other people. In fact, there are dozens of other people that you plan on moving forward to. But within that, the community reacts. They do not like that idea, and as people, they get voices. One internet lawyer joins the fray. That internet lawyer brings up the idea of a GoFundMe, and through the process of that, helps set this up, manages to go and introduce an attorney to that, and you see $100,000 raised. After that, Tybeard is in. Tybeard starts talking about what's going to go on, and the lawsuit, it goes from this thing that they say is just conjecture. It's never going to happen. It's just some fabrication to reality. Now, after it starts moving, people actually see this thing made manifest. More money is raised. Why? Because more people out there can actually be served. And one of the biggest advocates, of course, is REKIETA law. Now, you imagine if you wanted to take this thing down and you knew that you couldn't take down the GoFundMe, what would you do? How exactly would you go after it? See, this is an idea that's been bouncing around in my head a bit. Again, somebody else actually presented that notion, but think about it. I mean, think if you really wanted to go after something and you couldn't take it down, then what do? You silence it. You make sure that the advocates for it have no voice. Now, of course, many of the people that are out there that are doing this stuff, they don't like the people involved. So you could go with that. You could say, hey, these people aren't smart enough to come up with an idea like that as well. Maybe that's true. Then again, even if we're talking about indirect success with that, I mean, isn't that a success for them? That's the thing that I see with stuff like, looks like Comicsgate, shit, legal advice Twitter is down. Okay, YouTube, do that umbrella guy and Yellow Flash next. Deplatforming works. Now again, when you start taking down people that talk about these things, that actually have the audacity to go out and to utilize their speech to defend due process. Well, that's a bad thing. That's not only a bad thing, but I mean, when we're talking about taking a person out, yeah, we can go out and we can try to say, this is what the person stood for. You can do that in jest and on. They actually wanted you to buy my product, but they silenced their voice to say exactly what they were standing for. And again, when they do that, scary, scary thing. If you look at the people that have been sharing this too, and going further, trying to take down an account that is connected to REKIETA law because, you're talking about an employee, they directly benefit from it. I mean, if you're looking at the person retweeting this and someone that's been talking about it quite a bit and actually going after other people and their reputations too, you start to see a trend. You start to see this little pattern here of people that might actually be culpable when you look at Vic Mignogna and you look forward at other things that have been done. I mean, when you think about the idea of deplatforming, these people that have been out there and that not only celebrate it but actively encourage it, yeah, those people are the same people that went out and in January started brigading against somebody. In February, they continued. They went through March, and now we're almost through April. I mean, have you really thought about how long they've been doing this? Now, when they think about what's been transpiring there, maybe it does scare them a little bit. I mean, wouldn't it you? If you had been going out and you had been doing something awful, not for days, not for weeks, but for months, do you think that you might fear the idea that people might actually hold you accountable for it? That when litigation is moving forward, that thing, it didn't just miss you there. Nah, it might just be coming for you anyway. Wouldn't you want to silence the idea that more money could be earned? See, when I started looking at all of the people that were involved there, I noticed again and again, the folks, of course, they're going to draw an ideological line. They're going to say, yeah, this is a great thing. We're glad this guy's done because, you know, the internet law splinter is out, because blackface lawyer is down. You know, all of these things that they put forward. They're also going to say, oh man, that guy, he was taken down because he's hateful. Look at his rhetoric. And therefore they can shop this idea with impunity because you can't see the ideas that are put out there. You can't see what was made manifest. Therefore, it's something to sell to the people in the cheap seats. Going out further too, you know, when they're selling this, they've already tried that with his reputation and with his occupation. You know, they had gone out and they had already tried to deplatform the guy. They've already gone after his Twitter multiple times. They've already gone after his license multiple times. They even went out and tried to say, hey, as a paralegal, if you don't remember that situation, you should definitely catch up on it. In fact, I mean, if we're going down that road, you have things like this too. Blackfacelawyer.com. You know, blackface lawyer, semi-sober legal advice that I can speak with noise and hand movement. You want a free consultation. You can see how this is put into effect too. Currently locked up in Twitter jail. It's cool. I have an enzyme condition. Get started today. I mean, when you look at that, not a lot here. Don't know who put it up. It could be anyone taking a shot at the guy. But at the same time, does that all come together? Again, when we're talking about this stuff too, these are the same people that try to discredit everyone involved. I mean, you see shot after shot taking at any type of advocate out there, because at the end of the day, a person that stands alone, well, that person is easily taken down. I mean, I would encourage you, in fact, to go and to look at certain people's postings and to see exactly who's out there liking those, because an interesting thing came up when this actually went up the first time. I noticed that I saw Jamie Marshy in there right off the bat. That was one of the first people that I noticed that was liking this. And that wasn't the only one. You know, then I started noticing people like Shane Holmberg, you know, because of course you kind of expect that. And then going down that even further, man, you'll just notice a lot of faces. You can say, hey, I know those people. Aren't they involved in litigation? Aren't they the ones that would directly benefit if Vic didn't have more money to go back to? Now, the reason that I put that together, too, is not necessarily to talk about this or to talk about the insanity out there, but to rather encourage people to go. And if you want to support the GoFundMe, definitely do so. It is at $145,385. That, it seems like quite a bit, but when you're talking about litigation like this, it doesn't go far. I mean, you're talking about stuff moving forward at pretty much a snail's pace, because that's our legal system. You know, our legal system, it wants us to go out and find commonality, because if we don't find commonality, well, it's going to cost a freaking fortune. But right now, this stuff, it has to transpire. We have to see due process play out, because when you look at this, what this is saying here, it says that somebody can be burned down with impunity. 280 character assassination. Yeah, that's all it takes. So anyway, I would encourage you to check this thing out. I would encourage you also to go out, and if you haven't subbed to people that actually have voices in this fray, make sure that you have, and encourage that. You know, when we're seeing all of these moves, again, if you think about motives there, you think about those what ifs, even if that isn't directly in their minds, again, as secondary things, you know, that's meant to silence. They've tried to silence one of the loudest proponents for Vic Mignogna. Yeah, show them that doesn't work. But anyhow, you tell me what you think about this kind of stuff here. Now, as I said at the beginning, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you're subbed. Make sure you hit that bell for daily notifications. And thank you. I appreciate you for showing up. If you want to go further, if you love this channel, want to help out, there are links in the description. They definitely do so. You know, we're talking about like a 3-hour buy-in every day with live streams and on. And I love what we do here, you know, but I also, I like the fact that at the end of the day, you like that too. One of the links out there is the Case of the Littlest Umbrella. This is an all-ages Lovecraftian tale that basically it wants to pay homage to my daughter being out there. You know, my daughter's 5 years old. That's why I utilized a character she would know there, because we could have fun with it. We could actually have a lot of fun going out and just saying things. And at the end of the day, when we're talking about comics and we're talking about things that matter, yeah, that can go together well. Now, at the $40 tier, when you look at that, there are 2 comic books that are actually involved in this. That's this and this one as well. I would encourage you to check out both, just because, you know, you might have a good laugh there. I also want to showcase how Peter Gilmore, the artist on that, I want to show him exactly how far this stuff can go, so we can do one for Anime Gate / Weebors, whatever you call that. We can actually do something that's fun with that too. But yeah, the brigading and stuff, showing also it didn't work, that's been amazing, and I appreciate all of you for what you've done there. Now, also, I want to end by saying, leave your comments here. I agree or disagree, you do whatever. I'm curious about this. This is more of an idea that's being shot than anything else, and saying, hey, why don't you go out and support the GoFundMe? You don't have to agree with that. You know, you can say whatever in comments. That's a beautiful thing there. YouTube may not let you say everything, but I'll let you say whatever you want. That's because at the end of the day, unlike all of these people, I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate what you do, because you make these endeavors possible. All of this, you show them every time that they can't have that success. Why? Because you took your money and you put it where you think that it actually belongs. You put it in endeavors that you want to see achieve success. And I appreciate that about you folks. So I want to end by saying thank you. I appreciate you, and we'll do it again next time. Thanks.